Ted Kennedy comes back from the grave to bitch slap Mitt Romney in one of the most effective pieces of political commentary any of us have seen in a long, long time. Hi everyone, I'm Dawn Meifert and thanks so much for joining me on Here's the Deal. So the Democrats kicked off their convention last night in Charlotte and it was a barn burner. Speaker after speaker, high energy, crowd on its feet. As a matter of fact, if you didn't get a chance to see it, when the camera panned the crowd, it was really our America. It wasn't 98.7% white. You saw everything in this crowd. Young, old, black, brown, yellow, interracial. It was fantastic. It really made me proud to be a Democrat. Deval Patrick, the governor of Massachusetts, spoke at length about how the state of Massachusetts is very, very familiar with Mitt Romney and they never want to see him ever again. Julian Castro, the up-and-coming young Hispanic mayor of San Antonio, an amazing job. I felt like his speech was a little slow in the beginning, but man, he came back in the second half and he brought the house down. We also got to see ex-governor of Ohio, Ted Strickland. Ted Strickland really took on the role of the brawler last night. He came out on that stage like he had just had a B-12 shot in his rear end. There's some things that he said that just rocked me back on my heels, but of course made me incredibly happy, and I want to make sure that I share them with you correctly. He accused Romney of straight up lying about Obama's position on Medicare, which is true. They have been lying about that. He talked about Mitt Romney's obsession with Bermuda shell corporations where he can hide his investments and avoid paying any U.S. taxes. If Mitt was Santa Claus, he said, he'd fire the elves and liquidate the inventory. As the crowd roared, Ted Strickland went on to say Mitt Romney has so little economic patriotism for this country that even his money needs a passport. It's summers on the beaches of the Cayman Islands and winters on the slopes of the Swiss Alps. The roof almost came off of the convention center when he got done speaking. Not too bad for a former ex-governor from Ohio that's 71 years of age. But Ted Strickland realizes the importance of this election for the state of Ohio. 1 out of every 8 jobs in that state, my home state, is tied to the auto industry. And we heard it last night time after time. All speakers were on board. They were in alignment with the Democratic platform. The strategy was fantastic. Every speaker talked about health care, education, women's rights, the auto bailout. I mean, it was just terrific. They repeated the same talking points over and over again. And from a marketing standpoint, they couldn't have been better. The evening, of course, was wrapped up with Michelle Obama. Her speech was extremely emotional, extremely passionate. I mean, she really connected with the crowd. When the cameras would pan the crowd, you could see people were hopeful, they were elated, they were crying. I mean, it's the kind of connection that Ann Romney would dream of. Tonight, Bill Clinton, big kahuna in the house. We can't wait to see tonight. I'm Dawn Meifert. Thanks so much for joining me on Here's the Deal.